I was in a decade-old relationship. Everyone was rooting for us to get married, and one day things fall apart. Everyone would have faced a breakup in their life. So did I. Very few lucky ones don't. But even people who faced breakups are lucky too. Because, like every relationship, every breakup has something to teach us. So does every experience in life. But even the most mature people feel the pain when they go through one. In today's episode, we are going to explore exactly that. Why does a breakup hurt so much? What is the science behind it? And how do you overcome it? I'm Dinesh Kumar, software engineer, author, and podcaster, exploring psychology, technology, and how we make sense of modern life. This is the DK Talks. I want to start with a personal story before I get into science and facts. As I said earlier, I was in a relationship for a decade. We had a lots of fights, but we were still together. I always thought that you can live with someone if you adjust a little bit. And we both did. We kept doing it for a really long time. Instead of building the relationship on growth and maturity, we kept patching the issues consistently. But one day, those patches start to leave in marks. And finally, you have to accept that it's no longer going to work. In the process of growing up, we started to grow apart. Once it happened, I understood something clearly. It doesn't matter how mature you are, it doesn't matter how many problems you have faced in your life, it doesn't matter how emotionally regulated you think you are. I always look stoic in most emotional situations. The knowledge and experience I have accumulated over the years, it failed to help me on this occasion. It started to feel bad and it hurt a lot. And how did I overcome that pain? Before I get to that, you need to understand a few things first. Let's start with science. Dr. Ellen Fisher is a biological anthropologist and one of the world's leading researchers on the science of love. Her MRI scan studies showed something that surprised a lot of people. The brains of heartbroken individuals show activity in the nucleus accumbens, the same area that lights up in people addicted to cocaine. That's what's sitting with for a moment. Your brain processes the loss of a partner the same way it processes the withdrawal of a drug. Research from the University of Michigan found something equally striking. The brain processes a breakup in the same region it processes physical pain like a burn. This is why heartbreak is not just a word, it actually hurts in your chest. That pain you feel is not imagined, it's neurological. The pain of a breakup is not something new to humans. We had it 20,000 years ago, we had it 2000 years ago, and we will have it in the future. Same feelings, different times, different hurdles to overcome. In ancient Tamil poetry, Agananuru and Kurundogai, written around the 1st century BCE, the sickness of love, often called pasapu, was a common theme. It described a yellowing of the skin due to longing, and the only medicine described was either the return of the lover or the slow passage of time. In Remedia Amoris, the cure for love, written around 280, the Roman poet Ovid gave advice that sounds remarkably similar to what neuroscience and modern psychology have now confirmed. Thousands of years apart, different civilizations, different languages, and yet the same conclusions. Here is what both ancient literature and modern science point to. Ovid suggested avoiding the person entirely, staying busy with travel or work, avoiding places where you used to meet. What they are essentially saying is any particular event, place, or object that can trigger the memory of your ex, you need to avoid it. Not forever, just for about 6 months. That's roughly how long the brain needs to start rewiring itself. But in modern life, this becomes much harder. Social media makes it incredibly easy to look at the profile of the person you are trying to avoid. And this is where the addiction comparison becomes very real. Just like an addict can't have just one more hit, a person going through a breakup can't just check one Instagram story. Every contact spikes dopamine, and every spike restarts the 6 month clock. In my personal experience, I followed exactly this approach. It took me about 2 weeks to decide. One day, I just deleted all the pictures of her. I changed the passwords of my social media accounts and then deleted the saved passwords. So the only way I could access those accounts was through a reset. I created friction in every possible place, which makes it difficult to casually check a profile. Every time the thought came, I made myself busy and I kept saying to myself, one more day, just get through one more day. Somehow I crossed the 2 week mark and the grip towards checking a profile loosened. After a month, it got easier. After 6 months, I stopped thinking about it. Those 6 months helped my neurons rewire, dopamine receptors recovered, cortisol stabilized. To put it simply, you will remember the person and the memories, but you will be able to emotionally detach. Those emotions no longer have the same impact on you as they used to be. This is why breakups in the digital age are fundamentally harder than they were even 20 years ago. Earlier, when a relationship ended, distance happened naturally. You stopped seeing the person, you stopped hearing about them, your brain had the space it needed to heal. Now the person is one tap away. Their face shows up in your feed, their name appears in your notification. Mutual friends post pictures with them. The algorithm doesn't know you are trying to move on. It just shows you what it thinks you want to see. And every one of those moments is a small hit of dopamine that pulls you back into the cycle. The brain can't start healing when it keeps getting reminded of what it lost. That's why creating friction is not optional anymore, it's necessary. Deleting photos, logging out, muting profiles, these are not dramatic gestures. They are practical steps that give your brain the environment it needs to recover. Breakups are one of the most painful experience a human being can go through, and that's not weakness, that's neuroscience. Your brain is literally processing withdrawal and physical pain at the same time. But here is what both ancient poets and modern researchers agree on: time works, distance works, and removing triggers works. You don't need to be strong enough to stop feeling the pain. You just need to be smart enough to stop feeding it. One more day, that's all you need to tell yourself, and then one more after that. That's how the 6 months pass. Not through motivation, not through willpower, through small daily decisions that give your brain the space to do what it already knows how to do. Heal. Take care. I will see you in the next one.